Provost Burns, my thanks to you and to my alma mater, Cleveland State University, for hosting this candidates forum. It's a proud moment for the school to count both candidates as graduates of the Cleveland Marshall College of Law. As Chief Justice, I have spent many hours traveling the state to meet with judges and to talk with people who count on the courts to resolve their disputes. Whether it's a farmer from Northwest Ohio or a trial judge, they all say they want a Chief Justice who has common sense, somebody who is able to work, to listen, and to solve what they see as the problems with our courts. I have the experience to do just that. While a first-year law student here at Cleveland Marshall, I was elected to the Mayfield School Board. I was just 23, a brand new father. That was in the mid-70s when the economy was tough and many schools faced declining enrollments. There was tremendous pressure on the schools, so I worked with my colleagues to make tough choices. Choices that weren't always popular, but we kept spending down and we kept the focus on the kids in the classroom. For 10 straight years, we did not go back to voters to ask them to increase their taxes. At the time, the Wall Street Journal listed us as one of the top 10 school districts in the country. Based upon my leadership, I was honored by selection to the All-Ohio School Board. Having grown up working in our family business and setting out to own and operate my own small business, I had an instinctive sense that people wanted a fair return on their tax dollar. I knew people wanted elected officials who could work with others, ones who didn't grandstand holding news conferences, officials who understand the balance between government spending and the services government can provide. They wanted a leader with the right temperament, somebody who could work with others. My appreciation for what the legal system means to Ohioans was given renewed meaning when I opened my first law office right here in Cleveland, working with families and with small businesses faced with a maze of laws and court decisions that impact their lives and their livelihood. That experience taught me that all most people want is fairness, an opportunity to have their dispute heard by a judge without prejudice or bias. These experiences served me well when Democratic Attorney General Lee Fisher asked me to come to Columbus to work on consumer affairs issues, where I worked to protect consumers from fraud and to provide guidance to businesses about fair practices. When Republican Attorney General Betty Montgomery took office, she asked me to stay on her team, where she put me in charge of her most high-profile effort, litigation that forced cigarette makers to change their marketing practices. My efforts helped Ohio to recover over $10 billion from the tobacco industry. My years of legal practice in both the public and the private sectors led me to become a magistrate and then to win election as a judge on the Franklin County Common Pleas Court, and eventually as judge of the Franklin County Probate Court, the largest single-judge court in Ohio. I brought this breadth of experience to my work as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Ohio. Coming into office in the shadow of the late Chief Justice Tom Moyer, I recognized that the court and the staff needed a leader who was both learned and compassionate, somebody who could both lead the court and heal the wounds caused by the sudden loss of such a great leader. The position of Chief Justice needs somebody with my experience, somebody who knows what it's like to make a payroll, somebody who understands the needs of both the businesses that create jobs and the legal protections needed for an elderly woman who is struggling to pay her medical bills while fighting off foreclosure on the home where she raised her family. The Chief Justice needs to be somebody with the right temperament, somebody who brings a balanced approach to applying the rule of law. In one of his last interviews before his passing, Chief Justice Tom Moyer said that the court would benefit from a diversity of opinions. He knew better than anyone that the court of last resort, the court with the responsibility for deciding whether a new law was constitutional, benefits from the ability to bring together a multitude of perspectives. I bring that perspective to the office of Chief Justice.